You know, controversy is brewing in one Hamilton County courthouse over the closure due to COVID-19. Judges closed the domestic relations court in mid-March for several weeks, except for emergency domestic violence hearings.
Some domestic relations attorneys tell the WCPO 9i team this has left many families in chaos. Investigative reporter Paula Christian explains the backlog of cases and the impact it's having on those families.
Access to justice. That's a basic human right.
Ann Flotman is a magistrate in Warren County Domestic Relations Court. She says justice never stopped there despite COVID-19. The Ohio Supreme Court issued guidelines but left it up to local judges to decide how to operate during the pandemic. In Claremont, Butler, and Warren counties, courts have continued to hear cases by phone or teleconference.
I've granted a final divorce hearing from my kitchen counter. I've done a mediation from my kitchen counter.
But in Hamilton County, judges shut down the Court of Domestic Relations from March 16th until April 6th, except for domestic violence hearings. They banned court filings and postponed more than 2,000 cases, some until as late as July.
I don't understand why Hamilton County didn't, from the start, have phone conferences. Even if you can't have an evidentiary hearing with exhibits and testimony, you can still hear from people.
Flotman is also running against current Hamilton County Domestic Relations Judge Amy Searcy in November. Flotman spent 14 years of her career in Hamilton County as a family attorney before becoming a magistrate in Warren County. She says some attorneys have contacted her with concerns about parents not paying child support or allowing children to visit other parents.
In fact, 39 local attorneys signed their name to this letter sent to Hamilton County Domestic Relations Administrative Judge John Seavey on April 24th, complaining about access to justice and a backlog in cases. The letter was also sent to the Ohio Supreme Court. I spoke with 4 attorneys who tell me they are too afraid of retribution from judges to go on camera.
They may say they feel that way, but I don't think it's legitimate.
The I-Team reached out to all 3 Hamilton County domestic relations judges. All of them are elected public officials. Only Judge Searcy would go on camera. In a joint statement, the 3 judges say, in part, our court was open for business every day with limited interruptions. The judges point out that 85% of their staff was furloughed for 4 weeks beginning in mid-April. This was part of a countywide effort to combat a massive budget shortfall caused by the coronavirus. But the judges themselves, who earn $150,000 a year, were not furloughed and say they kept working. What was their workload like?
This is the public docket of the one domestic relations judge in Warren County, Jeffrey Kirby, where there were no furloughs from March 16th to May 8th, 163 cases. This is the public docket of Hamilton County Judge John Seavey during the same 8-week time period. 1 case.
Judge Seavey wrote to attorneys on April 30th that, quote, any commentary that the court has been failing to serve the public is false and in fact offensive.
But we have to balance what we have to do for the community, what our responsibility is. We have to balance that with the other orders that say protect people's health and safety, flatten the curve, don't spread the germs.
Judge Searcy's public docket from March 16th to May 8th contains 15 cases, an average of 2 cases per week. She says her workload is actually much higher, as she answered phone calls, conferred with magistrates, and signed 261 legal documents over 9 weeks.
If I've had 17 phone conferences in just the last 8 weeks, I'm obviously communicating. If I've had 4 Zoom hearings, I'm getting work done.
The workload for all 3 domestic court judges increased dramatically last week after the I-Team began asking questions. That's according to a check of public dockets from the clerk's office website. But some attorneys still worry that the backlog in Hamilton County will only get worse.
So then we're going to have a big backlog. And then what if we have another surge and we have another shutdown?
Paula Christian, WCPO 9 I-Team.
If you want to read real-life stories of families who've been affected by the courthouse closure, as told by their attorneys, check out Paula's story. It's on WCPO.com.